American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked out American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
And good afternoon, everyone. My name is meteorologist Heather Kay. Yes, that's why I got my degree in meteorology. And it's time for our daily hail forecast. We cannot forget our sponsor, See-Through Group, as well as the Merlin Law Group and American Contractor. Thank you guys, as always, for sponsoring our show. So it's going to be another pretty today across the United States. We do have a small risk, though, in Montana. Talk about that in just a second. And then as we get into tomorrow, we do have another small risk returning to the Pacific Northwest. And then we will check in on the tropics to see if that system that we talked about yesterday is still something to keep an eye on. And there may be another one, so stay tuned. Before we get into the forecast, we do have a few events coming up. The International Roofing Expo will be in less than a week. It's going to be from August 10th to the 21st, so make sure you come by and say hi to us. And I believe the booth number is not 837, it's going to be 3355, so we got to get that fixed for you, and that will be, I think, tomorrow. Hopefully. Anyway, speaking of the IRE trade show, we do have a demo that we're going to be doing on August 10th at 2 p.m. So if you're interested in all that roofing weather stuff, make sure you come by to our booth for this demo. Again, it's going to be August 10th at 2 p.m. at booth 3355. So that should be a fun time. And lastly, this is the Thunder Road Race for Recovery at the Oklahoma Motorsports Complex. This is still a little over a month away. November 15th is the date, just down the road from us in Norman, Oklahoma. If you sign up, you're guaranteed 2 races. We're going to have food trucks and music, and all of the proceeds for this event are going to go to roofers in recovery. Roofers that are recovering from addictions, whether it's drugs or alcohol. So this is a really cool event, and the link to sign up is in the description below, so make sure you sign up for that. So here are yesterday's storm reports. We really didn't have a whole lot, just a few scattered severe reports across the country, as well as some below severe limit wind and hail reports that came in. There are a few that occurred here in the southern half of Florida, and then there are some scatter reports across the Great Lakes region. I believe all of this was below severe limits. And then there are also a few reports out in the northwest and parts of Washington, as well as this was a severe hail report in Oregon. So checking in on our numbers, yesterday we did not see any tornado reports. We saw 1 large hail report and 17 high wind reports, and totaling up for the year so far, we are still sitting at 741 tornado reports. We are closing in on 4,300 large hail reports and a little over 11,500 high wind reports. And compared to this time last year, like we've been saying, we are still very far behind, and I doubt we're going to catch up unless we have a few extremely severe events happen. And I mean extremely severe, so that's a little unfortunate. So let's take a look at our current conditions. Like we've been seeing the last few days, it's pretty quiet in the middle of the country. High pressure still in control, and then we do have some scattered showers from the Dakotas southward to Nebraska and parts of Colorado, and then a trailing cold front finally starting to make its way offshore in the Gulf Coast states. Florida, you're a little bit soggy right now, as well as the far eastern coast of the United States. So we're going to zoom into Montana now. Currently it is quiet, just a few scattered showers in the northwestern part of the state as well as along the U.S.-Canadian border. But as we get into this afternoon and evening, we are watching for those showers and storms to develop, and a few of those could be severe. So here are our current temperatures. For the most part, another pretty comfortable day. 74 in New York City, 79 in Atlanta, 80 in Miami. We start to warm up a bit though as we get into Texas. It's at 84 right now in Dallas, 87 in Houston, and pretty comfortable elsewhere, anywhere from the lower 70s getting up to around 80 degrees. And our dew points also pretty comfortable for most of us. It is sticky though as we get down into Florida. Not as bad though. It's only 72 for a dew point in Miami. Like we've been seeing the last few days, they were up in the upper 70s. So it's a little bit better today. It's still a little uncomfortable though. New Orleans with a 74 degree dew point and 65 for a dew point in Dallas. So pretty comfortable overall for most of us in the United States. So let's take a look at our smoke here. Unfortunately, we still have all those wildfires in the northwestern part of the U.S. as well as in Canada, and all of that smoke is getting caught in our upper level flow and is giving us those hazy skies. Unfortunately, it's going to continue as we get into later on this afternoon into tonight. This does look a little bit worse than yesterday, and of course you can see these brighter colors here. It makes sense. This is where all the wildfires are occurring. But then as we get into tomorrow, it's going to improve a little bit, especially in the eastern part of the country, but down here in the south as well as where those fires are occurring, that smoke is still going to be moderate to getting it near the heavy levels. And here's our air quality. If you guys are in the roofing industry and you're sensitive to that smoke in the air, make sure you take those frequent breaks. Most of us are in the green, but you can see these yellow areas here. That's where it starts to get a little bit interesting in terms of air quality. We go forward into later on this evening, still patches of areas where you should be careful if you're sensitive to smoke or any kind of, air elements that could affect your breathing. And of course, no surprise, up in the northwest, it's going to be pretty unhealthy with all that smoke in the air. And then by this time tomorrow, it looks like it's going to start to improve for a lot of us here in the lower 48, but you can still see the areas here in the west where there are going to be some more concentrated smoke particles in the air. So yeah, if you're in the roofing industry, just take it careful out there. So here's our forecast for the Cape for this one particular model. You can see there's not a whole lot of instability, so we are expecting a few storms this afternoon and evening, but nothing too crazy because there just isn't a whole lot of instability out there. This is at 5 p.m. Central Time. You can see not a whole lot of change, just very low amounts of Cape. And as we get near sunset and get into the overnight, you can see those Cape values drop off with the setting of the sun, and you lose that daytime heating. So here is our future radar for the HRRR model. We are quiet right now across Montana, but as we get into later on in the afternoon, you can see a few pop-up showers and storms are expected to develop across the state. And then as we get into later on in the evening, a few more storms are expected to develop. They should be pretty few and far between. And then we get into the overnight hours, we could see a line of showers and thunderstorms, although I think by this time they should be very far below severe limits, as we don't have, a whole lot of heat at 4 in the morning. So let's take a look at our hail forecast for today. It's going to be a very small area near the Canadian-U.S. border in the northwestern part of Montana. The largest city is really not really that large. It's Shelby, Montana. Up to quarter-size hail is possible there later on this afternoon and evening. But then as we take a look at our wind, it does look like it could be a little bit more widespread across the state. Up to 60-mile-per-hour gusts are possible for any storms that get to severe limits from Missoula to Great Falls, southeastward to Billings. So if you're in these areas, make sure you keep an eye on the skies and all that, safety stuff. It's not going to be too crazy. And we're actually just going to touch very briefly on the jet stream. It's really not going to be changing a whole lot, just a lot of heat. The jet stream is still far up there in Canada, and yeah, the heat's just going to continue to build. But you can see that we're starting to have a few little short waves in the flow, which will give us those moderate chance or marginal chances for severe weather, but nothing really big it looks to be in the forecast for the next few days, except for, we have to keep an eye on this, but as of right now, we're not expecting anything too crazy, but things could change, right? And then it looks like there may be another one that we have to watch at the beginning of the week next week. So let's take a look at tomorrow's radar. Another, again, HRRR 1 model run. We'll wake up, there'll be some showers around in Montana, quiet in Idaho and Oregon and in Washington, but as we get later on in the day, some shower and thunderstorm activity is expected to flare up. At this time, it's just going to be what we've been seeing the last few days in this area, very marginal chance of severe weather, very spotty, so nothing too crazy, but it's something that we watch here at Hail Trace. And as we get here in the later evening hours tomorrow and into the overnight hours on, today's Tuesday, so into Thursday morning, those showers and storms will move into Montana. So again, nothing too crazy is expected in this region, but some moderate, or I keep saying moderate, I don't know why I'm saying moderate, marginal risks are possible. So this is for Thursday. The chances here for up to quarter-size hail from, we got Oregon into Idaho and parts of Montana. We got Pendleton as well as Boise, as far east as Butte, Montana, up to quarter-size hail, again, is possible there. And then as we get with the wind, same areas, up to 60-mile-per-hour gusts are possible from those same cities, from Pendleton down to Boise, down in or eastward into Butte, Montana. So yeah, another chance for severe weather tomorrow in the Pacific Northwest. And then as we get into Friday, it looks like that little disturbance will make its way to the east, parts of eastern Montana down into Wyoming, maybe as far east as Rapid City, South Dakota, could see some severe weather. It doesn't look too crazy. It's going to be another marginal chance to see severe weather, but it's still 2 days out, so we'll keep you updated on that. Now, the tropics, finally, the last thing to talk about. We actually have two things that we're going to be keeping an eye on. This is the one that we've been watching the last day or two. Not a very good chance to develop within the next 2 days, but in the next 5 days, this could, there's a 30% chance that this system could turn into something. And then we have another system closer to home. Again, pretty much almost the same thing. The next 2 days, no chance of development, but within the next 5 days, we have a 20% chance that this could turn into something. So, I mean, we're in August now, so this is the time of the year where we really have to keep an eye on the tropics, as in terms of climatology, things will start to heat up as we get into the middle of the month, and then of course getting into the peak season in September. So stay tuned to Hail Trace for any updates. We'll keep you updated on those two systems and anything in the future that will develop. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you have any questions, concerns, or you just want to say hi, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com and check out our website at www.hailtrace.com, where we have more information about us and our products. And yeah, if you need any help at all, you guys make sure you contact us. We are here to help you. And I am meteorologist Heather Kay. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday.